Eid means family. Eid is togetherness. Eid is unity. It is being together, definitely. I'm Myra Karakelle. I am the founder of MLK Deli. I am of Uzbek and Afghan descent. My mother is from Uzbekistan. My father met her in Uzbekistan. He's originally from Afghanistan, and we moved here from Uzbekistan when I was 4. Uzbekistan is prominently a Muslim country, so a lot of the population observe Ramadan and, of course, Eid. That is the bounty that awaits you at the end of Ramadan. I think myself and fellow Muslims navigate Ramadan so easily because we do it willingly. You're fasting because you choose to follow this command. You fall into the habit very quickly. If anything, it's hard on Eid day to eat again. Uzbek culture and Uzbek traditions are always centered around food. The Uzbek Plov is the signature of Uzbekistan. It is absolutely the crown of our cuisine. It is cooked for weddings, it is cooked for big celebrations, and it is most definitely cooked for Eid. Uzbek Plov is somewhat simple when described. It is a rice dish that we cook with meat, and then we also add carrots and garlic too. At least that's from the province that we're from, in Kokand. That's how it's cooked. This particular recipe of plov was handed down to me from my mother, and she most definitely learnt it from her mother. So very few ingredients, however laborious and flavorful. The meat we traditionally use for plov is a fatty lamb cut. However, you can use beef, but traditionally it would be a fatty cut of lamb that usually has, it's very specific to Uzbekistan. I don't think you can get it here, but it's a type of lamb that has the fat on it. And you want that to stay on because it just makes the rice melt. When cooking Uzbek plov, a technique that you must not skip, you must rinse the rice a few times until the color is white and the starch is removed. That's what you're doing. Once that starch is removed and the water is coming out clear, you then leave the rice to rest in the water overnight until you cook it the next morning. Otherwise, your rice will be very sticky, and that is not how Uzbek rice is served. A particular tradition that I learned when preparing Uzbek plov from my mum would be my mum, with each cup of rice that she would pour, she would say Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allah barakatish kuni. So when I asked her why, she said it gives it barakat, which means it gives it like a blessing of plentiful, like let it be plentiful, let it feed everyone. It's a little bit emotional. I'm so sorry, but that's what you say. Rice definitely means abundance. It is something that is easy to cook for a lot of people, which is what we usually want to do with it. I even remember my mum when she would cook it, and you know the grains that always just go missing in the sink? She'd get so upset and say that they shouldn't go missing, and she'd pick them back out and wash them and say that this is all part of like the plentifulness, right? Like each little grain counts, each little grain feeds someone, so don't let it waste. Once the waft of the plov hit the house, you know that food's about to be served. So there's an excitement. You know that whatever you're doing, you have to stop and go downstairs because your parents are going to ask you to come downstairs very soon to set the table.
Uzbekistan has a very special rices, and then the carrots you see, we are here using the red carrot. In Uzbekistan, always we are using the yellow carrot. When I go to my country, I really enjoy real Uzbek palau.
A day in the life of myself celebrating Eid when I was younger would have been the family brunch in the morning and then getting dressed and getting ready to go out to everybody's house. If they weren't home, you were very tactful in leaving them a note saying that we came to visit, unfortunately you weren't here, and you'd slip it under there, like just under the handle so that they wouldn't miss it. The good thing is that they have to come and visit you anyway, regardless of whether they're home or not. If they're home and you see them, still expect a visit in the next few days from them. But it's all unannounced. It's a very chaotic system. No one calls ahead. You don't know who's coming. It's like doorbell roulette. Somebody's going to come when the doorbell rings, but you just have to be ready. You just have to be ready. The spread that you have awaiting for your guests is one that you're proud of. So you make sure that it's embellished with lots of beautiful seasonal fruits. There's a lot of desserts. And of course, the epicenter being the Uzbek Plov, the main meal that one would eat on Eid Day.